hopefully it makes more power. Ooh. It's the problem with doing reviews who aren't YouTubers. At least to be honest with you, 100% honest. How you going, guys? Steve from Australian 4x4 Adventures, and we're back at Unichip yet again. Yes, back at Unichip. Bit of a review, but this one's going to be completely different. So it's not me actually doing a single review at all, because everyone always says, "Oh, you're a YouTuber, you're going to get biased opinions." Anyone who knows me knows that's a crock of crap, but whatever. I'll go with that, and we'll see how we go. So we've 200 series cruiser, as always. A SAFARI RMAX unit on there at the moment, and we're going to put on a Unichip. Yes, another SAFARI getting torn off to put a Unichip on. What a surprise. I'd like to say I'm sorry to SAFARI, but I'm not, so you know. So anyway, the situation behind all this is my old SAFARI RMAX unit I actually gave to my old man for a small price, because he always gives me shit about, "You never mentioned that you sold it to me." I actually did sell it to him, not give it to him. He's in the background there laughing at me at the moment. So now he's never been fully impressed with the SAFARI RMAX. He's always said it was underwhelming for what it's meant to be. I had the exact same opinion about it. So now obviously he's putting a bit of money back into the car, and he's going to do it up a bit. So one of the mods is obviously getting the Unichip put on. Also one of the lockup kits from Unichip as well. So that should be cool. So anyway, really quickly, this is my old man.
Hello.
His name's Kevin. Alright, so you've had the RMAX for what, 12
plus months?
12, 18 months or so now?
Yeah.
And they're okay.
Oh, he's doing it. I can feel the difference in power. It's not doing what I expected to do. The product seems okay. I don't see a lot of variation in settings. And when
so between performance, comfort,
I don't see a lot of variation, and I do a lot of towing, and I live in the country, so I do a lot of high-end speed running. Yeah. Around the 80k, 90k, it seems to lose the ability to perform, which is a bit disappointing. I expected, the full capacity of a 200 V8 as much as I need it when I need it.
So to put it crassly, you expect it to pull like a 14-year-old.
I don't know about that.
It's so making it in. So anyway, so obviously without me biasing any opinion, has there been anything wrong with the unit?
No, not a thing.
So nothing's gone wrong with the unit, so we can't say anything that's... There's no dramas with the unit itself. It's built well, it's done well that way.
Yeah.
It's just underwhelming for performance for the cost of the unit.
Yes.
Yep. Hasn't thrown any codes that we know of directly from a unit. You've got a couple of issues with the code based on, but that could be an airbox issue.
Yeah.
Part of that is he's got an aftermarket airbox in there, but according to SAFARI, it's a one tune fits all situation unless you've got an exhaust or something, and they'll put a different map in there. But they don't physically tune the car. They don't chuck it on a dyno and say, "All right, cool, this is what we're going to get out of it because it's different now." Which I think is one of the main differences between the SAFARI and what the Unichip's going to do. They're literally got the car, they've got every modification on it, they've run it on the dyno, they go, air fuel ratio isn't quite right, we can tweak that. Unlike just a one tune situation fits everything. That's the main differences, I reckon.
Yeah.
Happy with that?
Yeah.
Cool. So obviously there's different tunes that you can put into it. So with the lockup kit, I'm going to change arms, this is freaking heavy.
Should wear a stand.
Oh, go on, let's don't bring it. So we've got 5 different tunes going into the car. So because Dad lives out in the country, there's a lot of highway miles. There's going to be a high performance mode with the lockup kit. So getting the 6 nice and easy. Fuel economy should drop right down. A high performance without the lockup.
Yep.
Just for
I'm a bit of a hoon.
Just for play. There'll be a towing mode, a 4-wheel drive mode, and then probably just a standard back to stock.
Yeah, stock for other reasons.
Yep, and that was one of the key things as well. So Dad actually got here before I got here this morning, and he was in there talking to him. I was sort of helping to organise it, but I was just running late. And they've organised all that with him straight off the bat. So that's sort of the service that you'll also get out of them as well. Unlike another company that just drop your car off, we don't want to know you on your way. That's worth money.
And they did me a loan.
And a free loan car. That was me. So the car's in on the dyno now, and we're going to do a pre-run to see what the Safari RMAX is doing, also to see if there's any faults with the car itself. It does have a brand new motor in it. Last one just decided to eat a little bit of dust. Ah, the 622 boys are going to eat that one up, aren't they? So we're just going to do a pre-run, see what the Safari RMAX is sitting at now, making sure everything's right. We know what numbers it should get because I know what numbers it got on my car. It's almost identical, same exhaust, same everything about it, same tyre size, except they're all-terrain versus muddies. So if anything, it should be slightly higher than what I got, but who knows? Let's have a look. Back on the dyno now. Power run with the RMAX. Down. So the first run just with the RMAX, so this is straight how Dad's been driving it for the last bit. That's all 5 different tunes up on there now. About to get a bit of a figure on it. I can edit this part. 127.
620 foot down.
So 127 kilowatts and 620 newton meters at the wheels on a 32.6 inch all-terrain BF Goodridge ones. So that's not bad.
Good or bad, no idea.
It's okay for what it is, but it's going to get better. This man will make sure it gets better. So that's the run done. I've actually got to go to work for the day, so the boys are going to work the magic. I'll be back later today. We'll film the other part of the dyno when it goes back on with the Unichip on there. Hopefully it makes more power. Ooh. This is the problem with doing reviews who aren't YouTubers. At least they'll be honest with you, 100% honest. Alright, so that's the dyno done and dusted. If you can see it in the background there, which you won't be able to because it's nice and blurry there. 184 at the wheels. Numbers don't matter, realistically, because we've had this discussion before on previous videos. It's all about percentage. So, from the, I think it was 127 or 129, I think we got from factory, or RMAX, to that. I'm not smart enough to work out percentage off the top of my head, so I'll put it at the bottom of the screen here. It should be written down, so future Steve can sort this one out. That's the percentage gain overall, which is what's the most, that's pretty much the most important part of it. It's all about percentage because every dyno can read something slightly different. That's the same dyno, same day, same car. So percentage gain is right there at the bottom of the screen there. That's pretty cool, that's good. Alright, so car's all done now. Before we go through the numbers and the figures, I actually just wanted to show what the handover is like for Unichip. So this is literally a mum and dad buying a Unichip. They paid for it, that was the invoice, go back there, paid for it. Unichip is in now, tune's done. He still doesn't know the figures yet, and he's just...
Maybe it's going to
I've seen the figures, they're good. You guys would have seen the figures by now almost, I reckon. So we're just going to show what the handover is like. So this is, remember how I always say about half of business is how you get treated by the staff and just the customer service to go with it. The other 50% is the product. You have to have a good product, you have to have good service. I just want to show you quickly what the service is like here as well.
First thing I'm going to do is I'll give you a rundown on your dyno graph. Yep. So standard when this came in it made about 130 kilowatts, so this is measured at 4 wheels.
And that's where the RMAX attached it, come on.
Yeah, so 130 kilowatts and about 550 newton meters of torque, so that refers to these two lower lines here.
Yep.
With in the high power map with the torque converter lockup on, made 185, so you've picked up about 55 kilowatts, just under 800 newton meters, so another 250 newton meters of torque. Yeah, so it's a massive difference. Obviously you've gone with the 5 map Bluetooth option, so they're your 5 different maps which will set up.
A massive amount of heavy down.
Yeah, no, that's fine. So what we'll do, on your invoice, on the back here is a Bluetooth pin number.
Yep.
That's the Bluetooth pin number you need when you connect a new phone.
Okay.
If you ever lose this invoice, that Bluetooth pin number is on the inside of the UniX lid. Okay. So what we'll do, go into your phone, go into settings.
Can I put a second phone in, because we do have two phones?
Certainly can. So it's all connected now. At the moment, the default is just, they're called map set 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. What we can do is we can edit the map names. And this way here you can actually see what they are. So this correlates it directly to what you've requested on the dyno. So your map 1 is your power. With lockup. The next one after that is just power. So again, highest level of power and torque without the lockup. Map 3 is towing with a lockup.
Alright, first impressions.
Oh yeah, much more power, much more power.
Wait for the lockup.
A lot more power.
Didn't even get to the lockup yet.
I'm in the 60k zone, I've got to be careful.
There's a 100k zone here.
Oh, what did you buy?
Let's just go. I figure
I knew
it
you
out.
bought.
Well, you can go up that way and then go into Dorset Road.
You can feel the power difference straight away.
Yeah.
I won't get a feel until I head home on Wednesday. We get down to highway speed, feel lock up easily. I'm going to the freeway tomorrow, that'll be fine.
So you can give it a flog up here.
That's what she wasn't doing with the other unit.
Yeah.
I won't use the name. She wasn't doing it with the other unit.
The RMAX wasn't performing as well as it should have.
And that could be because the people who installed it, to be fair.
To be fair, that could very well be the situation. Unichip said before that they've had it a couple times where it could be installation, but they've had a couple units that do exactly that. It was actually making less power with the RMAX than when they took it out and reran it as standard. It made a couple of kilowatts more without it, so it was almost each unit to go. Could be installation, 100%. That's the thing. Not blaming RMAX whatsoever, but it's a factor.
There's a good chance it was, because I'm not sure those people were qualified to put it in.
It was ARB. They should be qualified.
Yeah.
See how it's already dropped into gear.
Yes. Slide down 1200.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
So that's a lockup kit doing its job.
I'll come back this way. Can't get through there, can I?
I think so. I don't know.
No, I'll get you by
Just drive.
I'll get you by luck. I don't think I can get.
No, you can. Yeah, you can.
That's what should have been like with the Amex, without being rude to them.
Yeah. Well, this is the part of it's coming from. Not to sound like it's a rude thing, but coming from an uneducated point of view of someone who doesn't work with cars yet. So RMAX went in, wasn't overly impressed. Forget the reasons why or whatever way it may or may not have happened. But put the Unichip in, they custom tune every job, so we know every job is done properly. This is the results. Alright, so that's the UniX with the lockup kit fitted now to Dad's 200 series. So I know you've only driven around the block. It's not a really great impression so far, but first impressions so far.
It's looking really interesting. I'll let you know in a couple of weeks.
Alright, so what I'll do, they're hanging around for a couple of days. They're going to be driving around for a bit. Before they leave to go back home again, I'll try and get a bit more information.
Freeway tomorrow, so that might help.
Yeah, so I'll get a bit more information. And as I said from the start, this is a non-YouTuber version of a review. So obviously I'm sponsored by Unichip. They're not. They paid full price for it. Yep. So this is just an honest.
Yeah, I'm trying.
You'd think I would have got them a better price, but that would have defeated the whole purpose of the video. Yeah. So it is what it is.
Yeah, but we know Steve's car. We're impressed with its performance, so hence it was really no argument to us.
Pretty much. Yep. Cool.
And it sounded great when it took off.
There you go. Endorsement by Mum.
Yeah, Mum's in tomorrow to get a iCarry.
Alright, so come back in a couple of days and we'll have a look at it. So it's been nearly 12 months, so I've been a little bit slack getting this video done. So we've had all this COVID crap in the middle and everything else, so I haven't actually seen Dad that much during all the lockdowns, all the rest of the crap. So I'm at home now. I'm actually in the new place as well, if you can't tell. So I've gone from the old place to the new place in that transition of time to show you that time's moved on. So I'm going to actually just give him a call right now and ask him what he thinks of it. So as always, I've got to call Mum because Dad never answers. So Hope he answers.
Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah.
Is Dad there?
It is.
So I'm just doing the Unichip video now on what you think of the Unichip performance, and obviously unbiased opinion. This is, as I said from the start, this isn't a review from me. This is a review from Mum and Dad. So here's Dad on the phone. What do you think of it now? You've had it for about 12 months. What do you think of it still?
Very good performance. Can't complain at all. It's certainly some of the power producers in there. Yeah, the concessions have gone up a bit. I just stick at my right foot in there more than else. We tow a very heavy van. Certainly performs well. Basically, I would say we've got the van behind, but yeah, you notice the difference in power range.
Yeah.
The only negative I would have is I recently asked the Unichip if they could have a look just to check the power performance, and they suggested a rather large fee, which was a little bit disconcerting, but that's fine. That's part of the process, I suppose.
Yeah, fair enough. So basically to put it back on the dyno to just make sure it's still doing the same.
Which was their suggestion 12 months ago when they first put it in. Bring it back in 12 months, we'll check it out for you. That would be the only negative I would have to say.
Yeah, so maybe they neglected to say that there's a fee involved in that.
I suspect so.
Righto, fair enough. Well, there you go. Something I didn't know.
You didn't expect that one.
Bugger. The lockup kit is all working well. Like it's on the highway. It sits nicely.
Yeah, look, in fairness, you can certainly feel the power difference coming with the lockup kit at its different levels. Again, the only negative I would put forward is the spot where it changes at the high range is a bit confusing as comes to, what would I call it, get gear shuffle. I'm not sure that's the right terminology.
So it's hunting between the gears almost.
Hunting for gears, that's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
In there, between 95 and 100, it's pretty dead consistent whether it's towing or not. I find through some advice received by people I won't mention here, it's best just to knock in the manual gear and work through it if that's the case.
Yep. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So overall, though, happy with the product and everything else.
Yeah. They're happy. A few of my friends who have been involved up here, I'm of a senior age, they're all a bunch of old redheads in there. They're all very impressed with it. Again, for the first thing never known, he was wow.
Happy days.
So so basically, she's an interesting vehicle now with that on it. As Steve might have mentioned already, the car's had brand new motor put in it probably 18 months ago. Basically should have dusted the motor, but go there. It's certainly not harmed or caused any issues, and Unichip, to my understanding, stand up if the motor is affected by it at some point.
Yep, exactly right. Cool. All right, well, I'll let you go. I'll finish this video and go from there.
Okay, thanks very much, Steve.
All right, so from the horse's mouth. So that's totally unbiased review because obviously that isn't a YouTuber. He's paid for the actual product. You heard obviously Unichip want to charge him it was $500 basically. Chuck it back on the dyno to just retest everything. I agree with him a little bit. It's a little bit cheeky because they did say bring it back in 12 months for a health check, and I presume that was a courtesy thing, but maybe not. Who knows? Obviously they're a business. They're in it to make money. I get that aspect of it. Maybe a little bit more clarification from their side of it as well. Wouldn't go astray. So, hope you guys liked the video. As always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Tell me what you think of the video. Tell me what you think of Dad's driving style, just flat out all the time. Other than that, see you next week.